My dear students, welcome to Zoology platform. In this class, let us learn about the functions of the lysosomes. Cell is like a programmed device, just like our cell phone. If you observe our Android cell phone, this Android cell phone will have so many apps installed in that. Like that, cell has got different cell organelles. Like apps in our Android cell phone that are doing different functions. The cell organelles in the body of a cell also performs different functions. And each cell organelle is very crucial because it is endowed with different responsibilities. That means we can say that any cell, any living cell is like a programmed device containing different cell organelles. And these cell organelles will exhibit some sort of division of labor. Their functions will not overlap with each other. They never encroach upon the functions of other organelles. They never cross the borders. Like that, each cell organelle is unique. Lysosomes are also very crucial in certain duties. And the lysosomes have got multiple functions so that they can keep the cellular surroundings and inner surroundings of the cells in a clean manner. When compared to other cell organelles, lysosomes are different in a sense that they have got certain specific enzymes called acid hydrolases. These acid hydrolases are responsible for dissolution of certain particles, digestion of certain food materials, like that. So the function of lysosome is unique because they contain this set of acid hydrolases enzymes. Lysosomes are also called suicidal bags of the cell. Sometimes they digest the entire cell itself. It is called autophagy. So listing out the functions of the lysosomes is the content of this class. As I already told, lysosomes have got multiple functions like extracellular digestion, and that's called heterophagy. Second one is autophagy, and apart from that, it is also responsible for eliminating certain pigments, certain waste materials, certain metabolites that are getting accumulated within the body of the cell with the passage of the time. Because due to aging, many unwanted materials may get accumulated within the cell. All these unwanted materials, unwanted metabolites, toxins, etc. will be eliminated by lysosomes. We can also say that lysosomes are also responsible for the process of aging. We become senile because of the lysosomal activity. So in the coming slides, let us list out the various functions of the lysosomes. Now, you can see here on the top of the slide, there is a typical animal cell, and in which lysosomes are shown at different phases. Lysosomes are responsible for extracellular digestion, intracellular digestion, digestion of cellular contents, sometimes digestion of the cell itself, dissolution of the cell itself. How this lysosome performs these different duties, we will see in this lesson. Lysosomes are also called suicidal bags of cells. I will try to substantiate this statement in the upcoming slides. Lysosomes contain acid hydrolases. These are also called suicidal bags of cells because they dissolve the cell itself under certain emergency conditions. These are useful to remove the waste material that is accumulated within the cell from time to time. Extracellular digestion is the main function that is performed by lysosomes. Lysosomes also digest the extracellular material. This is known as heterophagy. Normally, cell needs certain nutrients. Cell takes the nutrients either in the form of solid or in the form of liquid. If the cell takes inside the solid food material, that is called phagocytosis. Let me repeat, intake of solid food or intake of solid material or intake of solid particle by the cell is called phagocytosis. This is called cell eating, cell dining. It's just like taking the food inside, solid food inside. Instead of solid food, if the liquid food is imbibed, if the liquid food is taken, this is called pinacocytosis or pinocytosis. That means the cell takes the solid food material in the form of phagocytosis, takes liquid food in the form of pinacocytosis. This pinacocytosis is also known as pinocytosis. So, to meet the nutritional needs, cell either takes solid food material or liquid food material. The intake of solid food material is known as phagocytosis and the intake of liquid food material is called pinacocytosis. In both cases, of course, in both these cases, the food material, which may be in the liquid form or which may be in the solid form, it is enclosed inside the vesicle. The food particle is enclosed, it is surrounded by a vesicle. The vesicle in which the food particle is surrounded or the food particle is enclosed or the inside which the food particle is trapped is called phagosome if it happens to be a solid food material, and a pinosome if it happens to be a liquid food material. Like that, when the cell takes in the solid food material, phagosome is formed, and when the cell takes in liquid food material, pinosome is formed. Now this phagosome or pinosome should get integrated with lysosome. Phagosome is the vesicle that is enclosing or that contains the solid food material. Pinosome is the vesicle that contains or that encloses the liquid food material. Whatever may be, whether it is a phagosome or pinosome, both of these should get integrated, should get joined, should get bound to the lysosome. We will see how it gets bound, how the lysosome gets bound to the phagosome or pinosome in due course. Phagosome or pinosome is the vesicle that encloses the food particle. Phagosome or pinosome fuses with the lysosome, and now this integrated structure is known as heterophagosome. Hetero means something other than the cell structure, cell organelle, cell material. Because the outside material is getting fused with the lysosome, this is called heterophagosome. So, phagosome or pinosome fuses with the lysosome to form heterophagosome. That means pinosome plus lysosome is equal to heterophagosome, or phagosome plus lysosome is equal to heterophagosome. In such cases, once the heterophagosome is formed, now the lysosomes release their acid hydrolases enzymes into this phagosome or onto this phagosome or onto this pinosome. Now they dissolve the food material that is enclosed in that particular vesicle. Like that, that extracellular digestion is accomplished by the lysosome. So, we will see how the different steps are involved in this. Digestive enzymes are secreted into the heterophagosomes by lysosomes. As I already told, once the lysosomes get integrated or get fused with the phagosome or pinosome, now the lysosomes are activated, now the lysosomes are stimulated to release acid hydrolases on these phagosomes or on these spinosomes. These are nothing but digestive enzymes which digest the entire food particle or liquid particle. Thus, that extracellular digestion occurs, and that is referred to as heterophagy. Now, intracellular digestion also takes place because of the lysosomes, and this intracellular digestion is called autophagy. This intracellular digestion is called autophagy. Heterophagy is extracellular digestion, intracellular digestion is called heterophagy. How this heterophagy occurs, we will see. Yeah. Autophagy is the digestion of intracellular food materials. There are many unwanted cellular material present inside the cell. Normally, living cell doesn't go for accumulation of anything. At cellular level, life is very perfect. Normally, there is much discipline at microscopic level when compared with macroscopic level. Any worn out material, any worn out cell organelles, dead cell material, debris, reserve food material, all these factors that are present inside the cell will be digested by lysosomes, and this is known as autophagy. So, autophagy is nothing but the digestion of intracellular material. It may be anything, it may be a food material, reserve food material, or worn out cell, or dead cell, or debris. So, that is a basic difference between heterophagy and autophagy. Heterophagy is extracellular digestion, autophagy is the intracellular digestion. Heterophagy is the mechanism by which the food particle that is coming from outside is being digested, whereas autophagy is the mechanism by which the internal content of the cell is digested. This is not autolysis. Lysis means total breakdown. Here phagy means only devouring, only digesting. Isolation membrane is formed first in this process of autophagy. Isolation membrane is formed around the particle that is meant for digestion. Normally, this isolation membrane is secreted by either endoplasmic reticulum or Golgi complex, like this. Isolation membrane is derived from either endoplasmic reticulum or Golgi complex. The isolation membrane now includes that food particle or that particular cell organelle which is to be digested. It may be reserve food material, or it may be a worn out cell, or it may be a cell debris, whatever may be. Now, surrounding this particular material, inner cellular material, this isolation membrane is formed. Now, the material that is surrounded by isolation membrane is called isolation body, and now this isolation body fuses with lysosome. Now, this is called autophagic vesicle. In the previous instant, that means in the previous mechanism where heterophagy is involved, that vesicle is called heterophagosome because it contains the food particle that is coming from outside. This is auto, self. So, now in the mechanism of autophagy, lysosome is getting fused with the isolation body, and that is called autophagic vesicle. Now, the remaining mechanism is same, just like in heterophagy. Now, acid hydrolases and digestive enzymes will be poured on this content of autophagic vesicle, thereby digesting it. Yeah. We will see the flow chart that involves different phases or steps in the heterophagy. Now, you can see there is one wholesome diagram that is present on the right side of the slide. We will try to project the same diagram in a flowchart manner. So, first it has to come into contact, the cell has to come into contact with external food particle. Later, it should be taken inside and it should be enclosed by a vesicle. This intake of solid food material is called phagocytosis, and the vesicle formed is called phagosome, and the intake of liquid food material is called pinacocytosis or pinocytosis, and the enclosed vesicle is called pinosome. Whether it is a pinosome or phagosome, it should be fused with the lysosome. Once a pinosome and phagosome are fused with the lysosome, they are known as heterophagosomes. Later, lysosomes will deliver acid hydrolysis enzymes on this contents of pinosome or phagosome, leading to the digestion. Yeah, there is a food particle. Now it is enclosed inside the vesicle. Now this is called a phagosome or pinosome, and now this pinosome or phagosome should come into contact with lysosome. Yeah, now lysosome has come. We can see there are certain enzyme particle like structures that are present in lysosomes. They may not look exactly like this, but you can imagine there is some content inside the lysosomes. And now this is nothing but the food particle. This is phagosome. Now lysosome has come nearer to that phagosome. It gets fused with that. Now it gets fused with that. Yeah, now lysosome has come there. Now it has fusion with that. So now this particle, this entire particle is known as, this one is known as heterophagosome. Now you can see the difference in the color. Now this is this phagosome, this has fused with lysosome and that has become heterophagosome, and now it's being digested. The cellular contents are being digested. Now heterophagy is completed. So first food particle has come, later phagosome is formed, later it has fused with this lysosome, and now this fusion is called, this particle that is formed is called heterophagosome, inside which digestive enzymes are released and it's being digested. Okay, now let us see how the autophagy occurs. Yeah, I told that first isolation membrane should be formed, and that can be done by either endoplasmic reticulum or Golgi complex, Golgi body. Now that is the endoplasmic reticulum. Now this is the isolation membrane that is formed around the particular cell organelle that is going to be digested. That may be anything, any cell particle or any reserve food material. Imagine this is a reserve food material, or take this as some other cell organelle inside which the cellular membrane, isolation membrane is formed, and this isolation membrane is secreted by Golgi complex. Isolation membrane is secreted by Golgi complex. Now we will see what will happen to this isolation body. Now they have come nearer to the lysosome. Now isolation body, this entire isolation body should get fused with the lysosome. We will see what will happen. Yeah, now it has got fused with the lysosome, and now you can see the contents of the lysosomes. Here enzymes are released. As a result, this entire isolation body will get digested because the acid hydrolyses are poured on that, and now this contents, this digested contents, digested material will be released through these pores to the outside environment, or sometimes even inside environment, because they are made harmless. They are made harmless. So like that, autophagy, intracellular digestion occurs. Now let us go to the next slide. Now this is autolysis. Autolysis is called cellular autophagy. If lysosomes digest the entire cell, that is called autophagy. It is just like suicide at cellular level. The cell kills itself due to some reason. Digestion of own cells is called autophagy. Autolysis occurs during menstruation. We know pretty well that the progesterone hormone prepares the uterus for the pregnancy. It arranges some sofa set like structure, endometrial cushion inside the uterus, expecting pregnancy. If the fertilization doesn't occur, and if the conception doesn't happen, that endometrial lining of the uterus should be peeled off, should be removed. That can be done by this autophagy. So whenever there is a menstrual flow, uterus endometrial covering will be simply peeled off. That is nothing but autophagy, and that is achieved by this lysosomes. The cells in the gills and tail are digested by autolysis. Of course, this is related to the metamorphosis of amphibians. In amphibia, what is happening? You take larva of frog. Tadpole larva of frog contains tail and gills, and it is aquatic in nature. Whereas the adult frog, it doesn't respire by gills. There is no need of gills for adult frogs. In such cases, the gills of the tadpole larva should be lysed, or should be digested, or should be eliminated, or should be destroyed before it is being metamorphosed into the adult frog. Like that, tail should also be absorbed. Tail should also be removed. And this removal of tail, gills, or absorption of gills and tail are done exactly by the lysosomes. And this process is known as autolysis. In this process of autolysis, in fact, during metamorphosis, the lysosomes will secrete certain proteolases by which the tail proteins will be simply destroyed. As a result, tail will be withdrawn, tail bud will be withdrawn in installments with the time passes. So like that, metamorphosis takes place because of the lysosomal activity. So that means the larval tadpole larva will be converted into adult frog. Yeah, now this is tadpole larva. Its gills should be removed and its tail part should be absorbed. That will be done by this process called autolysis, and this autolysis is accomplished by the lysosomes. Yeah, now the frog is formed. Fertilization. What is fertilization? Fusion of gametes is called fertilization. There is one egg which is bigger in size, which is called ovum. Unfertilized egg is called ovum, and there is sperm. So sperm will be like this. Normally you know the shape of the sperm, it will be like this. And on the head of the sperm there is one crown like structure, and this crown like structure is called acrosome. Acrosome. This acrosome contains one enzyme called hyaluronidase and another enzyme by name protease. So during the process of fertilization, what is happening? The spermatozoa, they come running into the fallopian tubes. Life is a running race, life is a competition. The best sperm reaches the ovum earlier. Early bird catches flies, early sperm catches the ovum, and it gets fused. The union of spermatozoa with egg is called fertilization. And now when the egg gets fused with the entire sperm, now it has to penetrate into the body of the egg. That can be done by these enzymes, namely hyaluronidase and protease. So this is the acrosome of the spermatozoa contains various lysosomal structures which secrete all these enzymes, which pour all these enzymes onto the egg membrane. And now these enzymes activate the egg by breaking down the cortical cells, Unless these cortical cells are broken by the lysosomal activity, the spermatozoon cannot enter into the egg. So for the process of fertilization, this lysosomal activity is needed, it's required for the degeneration or for the dilution of the cortical cells that are surrounding the egg. So this is another function. So up to this slide you have learnt some functions of the lysosome, namely heterophagy, autophagy, autolysis and this fertilization. Now let us remove all these annotations. Now you can see the slide is very clear. Yeah, you can see very clearly the egg and its membrane with cortical cells. and how the spermatozoa gets fused with this. And you can also see the head structure, which contains the acrosome, which contains the lysosomal material in the form of enzymes called hyaluronidase and protease, etc., which are responsible for dissolving the cortical cells that are surrounding the egg. Last function of lysosomes is accumulation of indigestible material that is present within the cell or within the lysosomes itself. Because this is an era of pollution. In this pollution era, we may be inhaling many aerosol particles like silicon dust, asbestos dust, etc. This silica is not digestible because there is no enzyme that can digest silica in our body, or there is no enzyme in our body that can digest asbestos. So all this particulate matter, all this aerosol particulate matter will get accumulated within the lungs. So the cells that are present in the lungs, they also contain lysosomes. Now this silica or asbestos will get fused with the lysosome. As a result, lysosomes pour some sort of enzymes on this silica or asbestos. Of course, they are not able to digest silica or asbestos. In this over enthusiasm to protect the lungs from damage done by silica and asbestos, lysosomes will themselves damage the lungs. No doubt, intention behind the lysosomal secretion is not doubted. There is no doubt their intention is only to protect the cell. But in this over enthusiasm, so in this total over enthusiasm to protect the cell, they release lysosomal enzymes on this silica body or in this asbestos body, but they can't be digested. But these enzymes will damage the lung coverings, lung linings. In such cases, it may result in the inflammation of the lungs. Then it may cause various disorders called silicosis or asbestosis, etc. All these lung inflammatory disorders are due to the inhalation of particulate matter, which in turn get fused with the lysosomes, and lysosomes will secrete these acid hydrolases on them in the over enthusiasm to protect our cells. But in this entire mechanism, they will be damaging the lungs, causing some sort of inflammation, and that is called silicosis and asbestosis. Like that, even in this mechanisms, in this total mechanism, disease mechanism, also these lysosomes are involved. Now let us go to the next pattern. So I have already mentioned about this silicosis. Lysosomes are ruptured because of the accumulation of silicon material inside the lysosomes. This leads to inflammation of lungs. So this is again will damage the alveoli. They decrease the alveolar size. As a result, it becomes very difficult to breathe oxygen. So patient or victim may feel suffocated or asphyxiation like that. So this is another function of the lysosomes. Okay, so we have learned in detail the functions of lysosomes. Thank you very much, and if possible, subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again. All the best.